Quote. The craziest acts are committed by the people who are considered mentally healthy by society. By Swankest.
1 out of 10.
Yes.
Another quote.
Worst quote ever, I swear to God. Anyway, welcome to Madhouse 3, The Last Madness. And the Mad Lads are at it again with the 6th custom story in like 2 years, 1.5 years. So that is epic. So, welcome to our full conversion Madhouse 3, The Last Madness, the 5th story of the Bavarian saga. In this story you will find a total of 15 secret notes and 1 Easter egg. However, look for secret notes from the beginning of chapter 1. Okay, so I'll have to remember that. Chapter 1, okay. Easter egg is found in chapter 2. New detective, Detective Jeff. Alright. How is the sound and how is the video? Because
I think it's okay, in my opinion.
Because, yeah, well, I'm recording, playing and streaming this at the same time. I don't have the most fastest computer in the world, so...
Is it almost evening? I've had enough for today. It's time to go home.
Prologue, a mysterious crime.
A letter? Was it pushed under the door? The letter was not here before, so I should read it.
Letter. Dear Detective, forgive me for writing to you, but I think a case has arisen that could be a great challenge to your abilities. It's a mysterious crime that took place at Dunkelstein Castle. You may have never heard of this castle. It is located in the middle of a deep forest about 30 miles west of Munich, near Constance and Zurich. In recent decades, it has been inhabited by our Baron's Leibniz family, who bought it in the middle of the last century from the Dunkelstein family. However, we young Leibnizes left the castle and moved to a new manor in Schwabing district of Munich. Our father, old Baron Wilhelm von Leibniz, was the last to live in Dunkelstein and refused to leave the castle. Our weak-minded brother Helmut lives there with him. Now to the point. My brother Hermann recently visited Dunkelstein to visit our father. However, shortly after his arrival, his body was found, butchered. Police investigated the crime scene but found no trace of the killer. And that's why I'm writing to you. Your reputation precedes you. I know about your successes in the field of forensics. What has already reached Munich about your recent success in Regensburg, when you solved the mystery of the baker's wife's death. Please, detective, take this case. The police are powerless and our family is calling for justice for the slaughter. Please go to Dunkelstein and start investigating this atrocious crime. The Leibniz family is unselfish and we will reward you generously. So the Leibniz family is selfless, yeah. Sebastian von Leibniz.
That sounds rather intriguing. I could handle such a case.
Yeah. You're up to the task. You sure about that, mate? Alright, well, let's go.
You can open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, first, of course, the
I
lance.
have everything I need. I shall find a carriage tomorrow morning and head to Dunkelstein Castle.
No one can miss it.
That's good. At this time, I didn't think I'll counter a compelling case so soon, but thanks to the sheer luck, got one, and I expect will prove an exciting experience for me. Luckily, this time the lantern was not hidden somewhere down the stairs, Was that in Madhouse 1?
Now.
Sorry?
You can click now.
Oh, you can click. Oh.
It appears a new case awaits me, and I'm on my way to Dunkelstein, which has become the scene of an atrocious crime. The forests here are dark and deep. I get a chill running down my spine. A moment ago, the coachman told me that there were only a few miles left and we would be there.
Very nice. Beautiful sight. The rattled carriage finally reached its destination. I got out of it, and the castle grounds in their extraordinary beauty appeared before my eyes. Click. In some custom stories...
the main gate is closed.
Oh.
I shall find a different way around.
I will. In some custom stories, you shouldn't click while it's loading, because sometimes it makes it crash. Like, for example, in Forbidden Trip Cadaver Party, if you sometimes click while the loading screen is there, it does sometimes crash.
I know about that. You can click, but after the loading screen is gone and the text is moving, then the map is loaded and it's safe to click.
As usual, the environment and lighting is top-notch. As expected.
That is one gorgeous view!
Yes, hell yeah. Nice skybox. Oh. Ooh, this is dangerous. Okay, you have to carry on. Yeah. I died before the adventure started. Who is the narrator of this dude? But just the
Cyborg. Headless cyborg.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah, somebody fell down.
Ah, my visions again. I have suffered from visions and premonitions since childhood. Sometimes I see things that seem to be out of our world. But on the other hand, my sensitive abilities have often assisted me in solving cases in which the police have failed.
That's good. First castle gate was locked. I had to go the other way. Nearby was an old footbridge leading to a cliff that surrounded a mountain lake. It's in real life it's not unheard of that sometimes cases get solved by the paranormal. Castle full of secrets, chapter 1. I like the beginning. Okay, so from this point on, there ought to be secrets according to the tip.
Yeah.
Nice. It's different than you usually see in Amnesia, this kind of like layout of that castle.
I took the model from In Lucy's Eyes, I think.
Yeah. I honestly don't know much about that custom story. I did play it. What's all this then? Secret note 115. Okay, so now 15 notes. From the history of Dunkelstein. In the 14th century near Ravensburg, the castle was built on the old trade route that leads from Munich to Constance and Zurich. Members of this aristocratic family were outstanding personalities, warriors, politicians, and owned extensive estates in southwestern Bavaria. However, their fame began to wane in the 17th century. Baron Gerhard von Dunkelstein allegedly went insane after his only daughter Agnes was abducted and presumed murdered. One day Agnes returned from a visit to the relatives in Salzburg. In the evening she said to have sought shelter at the Osterseestein, residence south of Munich. We should note that the robbers had attacked her along the way, killing her armed escort along with her chambermaid. She had saved herself by only the virtue of a fast horse and a fleet foot, having torn away from the fight. On reaching Oosterstein, however, her trail ends. However, before that, she had visited Pensberg Inn, where she originally had wanted to spend the night, but was refused because the inn was fully occupied. She wrote a letter to her father asking him to send several men to accompany her back to Dunkelstein. She was supposed to wait for them at Oosterstein. When the Baron's men arrived at Oosterstein, this residents told them that Agnes had not shown up. As soon as the Baron learned of his daughter's disappearance, he became furious. He began searching for his daughter anywhere in the vicinity of Munich. He had heard wild stories about Oosterstein. The Kellner family living in the mansion was a gang of wizards and butchers. At the first, he wanted to take the castle by force and make its inhabitants tell him what had happened to his daughter. Still, he hesitated. He feared wizards as the devil fears the cross. He therefore complained to the Bavarian elector, which promised to remedy the matter. The elector sent troops, but they found only smoldering ruins in the place of the castle. Shortly before, it had been looted and set ablaze by local villagers. After Agnes disappeared, her father began to rave terribly, like in a dance rave. He indulged in long benders and started gambling. In fewer than 10 years, he had wasted all his possessions and bequeathed his debt to his firstborn son. This was also why the Baron's descendants left the seat dilapidated and finally sold it in the middle of the 18th century to an aristocratic Leibniz
The
family.
history of this castle is no different from the history of other castles. However, such knowledge can never be detrimental.
No.
Knowledge. By the way, this is probably the longest note in the game.
Ah, okay.
So no worries.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I don't mind narrating notes, but as long as the lore is good, I wouldn't mind it that much. Okay, well, let's just go. I think I found the secret here, so... Oh, mister, what are you doing?
Good day, sir. Detective Peterson, I presume.
Yes, it's me. I accepted an offer from Mr. Sebastian von Leibniz, and I shall solve the mystery of his brother's unfortunate death.
My name is Peter Schmidt, and I'm the warden of this castle. Yes, I know. Mr. Sebastian has already informed us of your arrival.
I would like to speak to the Baron. Will you bring me to him?
It would be a pleasure, but I have to leave quickly. It would be best if you met the personal butler of the Baron in the hall. He will show you the way.
I do understand, but before you leave, let me ask you a question. Where were you when the crime took place?
I was in my chamber in the servants' wing, but sadly there's no way I can confirm it.
Okay, but please remain available should I have further questions.
Sure, I'll be back soon and then we will discuss it. Farewell.
Sure.
Hello, mister. You have done it. Oh, wow. What are you doing? Where are you going? Anyway, Detective Peterson, straight to the case, huh? Immediately asking, hello, my name is Detective, where were you? Entrance. Oh, okay, I guess I have to go here. Could have gone to the place where that dude went, or not?
Later.
Okay, later. Okay. As I enter the castle entrance hall, a strong fragrance of stillness hit my nostrils. Romantic old crumbling castle under the crime of murder. What more could one wish for? Well, it's strange to wish for murder, but okay, sure.
I'm finally inside the castle. I can now begin the investigation. I should speak to Baron Lipnitz first.
Yep. A journal. A notes. No mementos. Okay. Do I know where his room is? I don't think so. There we are. I always take a left first. Oh, is it one of those, huh? No secret?
No.
Okay. Windy. Hey. Interesting. But anyway, let's continue.
This could be a good place for a secret.
Yeah, it could be. Nice ambience, by the way. Chamberlain's Note 1. I've been serving in this devil's castle for a while now, and during that time I witnessed many strange situations. On the one hand, the Baron's second-born son Franz died under peculiar circumstances when part of the footbridge over the lake suddenly collapsed about 5 years ago. He disappeared into the dark depths of the bottomless lake. The Baron had been with him. If not for a housekeeper who was with the young master, not a living soul would have learned of this tragedy. Then about 3 years ago the maid mysteriously vanished. She was later found mutilated near the road to Zurich. Craftsmen leave at a dizzying rate. As soon as they begin to hear voices, we have significant challenge finding reliable help. What's more, everything got worse after the young Lipnitzes moved out and only the old Baron and Helmut remained in the castle. As if a strange curse were hovering over this castle. At this rate, repairs to the castle will never be finished. The castle is quite literally falling apart. The wind creeps in at night and the cold season is frigid. Chamberlain Robert Schnitzel. Oh. Did he invent the Schnitzel, huh?
It seems that more strange events have taken place at the castle in the past. Do these events have anything to do with the murder of young Lipnitz?
Usually inventions are named after the people who invented it, so I guess maybe Mr. Schnitzel has invented the Schnitzel? Who knows? Ooh.
I'm not sure.
Newspaper article from the Münchner Zeitung. Bestial murder at Dunkelstein's castle. Recently, a terrible event shook the southwest corner of Bavaria. Dunkelstein's castle, where the old Baron Wilhelm von Lipnitz lives with his weak-minded son Helmut. A heinous crime took place when the Baron's son Hermann came to visit. Shortly after his arrival, he was accommodated and the next morning was found brutally murdered in his room. Blood and viscera were everywhere, as if were the work of a complete lunatic. Therefore, the weak-minded Helmut, who had repeatedly aggressed people around him, became a prime suspect. People had broken the inner door of the dungeon that day. Police initially suspected Helmut, who has escaped the dungeon and murdered Hermann. However, the police did not find a single piece of evidence for this theory. According to Helmut's father, Baron von Lipnitz, he would not be able to do such a thing at all, given his dull intelligence. His claim was also supported by a documented health report prepared by a renowned psychiatrist, Dr. Wolfgang Penner. Any further search for the killer proved unsuccessful, so the police have ceased investigation, finding the case as unexplained.
I recently purchased the corresponding newspaper in Munich.
Yeah, you did. Interesting facts. I came from there. It almost feels like yesterday that I played Madhouse too. So this time.
By the way, oh, okay, nothing.
Secret note 2 out of 15. Damn Helmut, I wanted to feed him, but I forgot to wear the blue clothes. Scum is calm only when he sees the color blue, otherwise he's furious. But wear blue, as you can do whatever you want with him. He's afraid of the color blue and whines like a pig as soon as he sees it. I had to go to my room and wear a blue shirt so I could feed the bastard in peace. Houseman.
It seems that the Baron's mentally disabled son is often aggressive. Even if the police excluded him as the perpetrator, it would not be unnecessary to investigate Helmut.
It's like he's conditioned to be afraid of blue. That's how they train certain animals as well. Well, I think it's banned now in the European Union at least. They would, for example, torture a bear and show a collar or show a thing, and then once the bear goes on stage, they show the same exact thing, and the bear starts all acting out, like being tortured. Anyway, Chamberlain note number 2. Damn Baron, he cringed again because I brought him lunch that he didn't think was warm enough. He's locked in his noble chamber, and we don't have a spare key. We have to wait for the Baron to come out. The only spare key in his existence is kept in the Baron's office, and only the warden has the office key in his room in the servants' wing. But what at least can I make my leave now? I'll go to my room and open a bottle of wine I bought last week in Ravensburg. Chamberlain.
So the Baron locked himself in his chambers. I'm going to have to get in somehow. No matter what it takes.
Baron's office. Noble's chambers. Only the dude could have made our job a bit easier, you know. Telling that the Baron has locked himself in the chambers. Maybe helping us. And what is this? Servants' wing and kitchen. Let's go you first. The wing for the servants was very nicely furnished. It seemed to me that the servants were living beyond their means. There was even a kitchen in this wing. Normally servants don't deserve food. They don't need a kitchen. Click. Ooh, something happened. It's blood. You see, okay, 5. That's not good. Hysterical Note 1. God protect me from the devil. Stoned 9 times. At night, someone was snooping around the castle. I heard footsteps nearby, and then in the morning, they found a young lord butchered in the chamber. I had to make a St. John's wort tea to calm me down. I think that actually exists, that thingy. What if another killing happens here? What if they kill me? God, I'm scared. I can't stand it anymore. Tomorrow I will go to the Baron and tell him that I will move to live with my sister in Ravensburg if he does not raise my salary. For the atrocities I have experienced here, I deserve more money. Or I'll go. As my husband, he can stay. I know the bastard is cheating me, so I will let him rot here. Cook
This note proves that they heard someone in the hallways the night of the murder. The question is, who was the man?
Who was the fella? It was me. Oh wow. I find it so impressive to see such a thing in Amnesia. I don't know how difficult it is to make it, but I like the fire. Much better than the one in the original Amnesia.
Thank you.
Give us all this then.
By the way, I already have fire effect from Rebirth.
Ah, okay. I feel that there is something there that I can do. Or maybe not. Ah, it's water. Oh. For a moment I thought there was something down there, like crawl space. I don't know why.
The door has a broken lock. I'm going to need a tool to unlock that door.
Okay. What kind of tool? Chair. Oh. Strong stone hammer. That ought to do it. What?
Yes, they are breakable.
Interesting. I didn't... Oh. Copper tube. I almost missed that one. Yeah, well. Not gonna break every single thing in this custom. Ah. Thank you for that one. That doesn't sound good. Gimme! Yes! I need my copper tube. What the hell? Alright. Oh wow, this door is now complete again. More copper tubes. Hello? Somebody here?
You may find a key to the secret in this room.
Ah, okay. Hysterical Note 2. My god, it never ends. At night, there was again a terrible noise in the hallway. A woman screamed as if she was stabbed with a pitchfork. And then somebody grunted horribly and dragged somebody somewhere. What if they let that nincompoop Helmut go and he attacked somebody? Someone. In the morning, there was a lot of blood in the hallway. When I saw it, I fainted. It has been a few days since they murdered the young lord. And now this? The assistant cook is gone. It was probably she who squealed like a stabbed swine in the hallway at night. This girl must have been drunk at night. I've had enough. I'll pack the nothing I have and fly like a witch to Ravensburg. She was discovered tonight, laid in a pool of blood in the cellar next to Helmut's room. The bastard killed her. I acknowledged it. It will kill us all. I'm extremely scared. The Baron ordered the men to take the girl corpse into the forest. Later people discovered her and called the policeman. Well, of course they found nothing and they think someone screwed her there. The Baron told us that if we said anything about this to anyone, he would fire us. I really had enough and I want to leave for good, but the husband forbade me to go anywhere with him. The Baron said that everything was in order and would be peace now. How can he be so sure? I think that scoundrel is just making fun of us. I'm gonna run away anyway. Cook Agnes Smith. You know, it's not really threatening to tell somebody he would fire you if you're gonna snitch on him stealing up a murder.
Seems to have more secrets. The Baron's weak-minded son sometimes runs away and then throws fits around the castle. How does he factor into this case? Could he be the killer of not only the assistant cook, but also of Herman?
Alright, so it's probably one of these doors here that were locked. Very nice. Secret Note 3 out of 15. Blacksmith's note. I was told that there was no crowbars in the castle. Sometimes it's necessary to pry open some doors when the lock is damaged. And then when Helmut runs around the castle, it often happens. So I asked the chief butler to order some copper tubes from which I could make new crowbars. Ah, okay. Just the day before the young man was murdered, the door of the cellar entrance jammed. In the morning, however, the door was open. Blacksmith Joseph Niederman.
So, the killer broke the cellar door the night the murder took place. But why would he do that?
I have no clue, but we're gonna find out, I guess. Break damn you. Okay, so I need to make a crowbar from the copper tubes, I guess. Do I just combine them? No. Do I do it with a hammer? No. Okay, what to do? Doesn't make sense. I want to open the door, not rack it. What is the point? What is the difference? Why not just rack it? What difference would it make?
Because this mansion is not, this castle is not his.
Yeah, but we are breaking boxes and shit and stealing everything and looting. Okay.
But you have a hint in your journal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but so I have to make this crowbar.
Oh, you okay?
But I have to make this crowbar with this copper tube thingies. Do I do it here?
There is a fireplace in the kitchen. Maybe I could use it somehow.
Oh, more. Let's do some blacksmithing. Hell yeah, crowbar. Volatile copper crowbar. Where did it appear? Oh.
For the first time, I have a working crowbar. So,
Really? Now that you say it, but I don't really remember.
there was unlock sound.
Ah, okay.
Madhouse 2, the door was unlocked and the broken crowbar appeared on the floor. And now, finally, after 4 years, I have a normal crowbar.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, it's stuff that I don't really notice if it's if it's not being told, you know.